And he really sold me out, because I got back the next day and I read the papers. I said, that's not what we said. He's a smart customer, I will tell you that.
United States President Donald Trump welcomed French President Emmanuel Macron to the White House on Monday to discuss topics including Ukraine, European security, and trade. Macron, who has developed a cordial relationship with Trump, visited him on February 24th, making him the first European leader to visit him since the beginning of his second term. Let's discuss key takeaways from the meeting between Trump and Macron. The leaders maintained a friendly tone during Monday's meeting, exchanging compliments and engaging in handshakes even while disagreeing on several key issues.
President Macron was a very special man in my book,
Trump stated while addressing reporters in the Oval Office. Despite the positive exchange, Macron openly challenged Trump during a joint news conference on critical issues, including the Ukraine conflict and trade policies. Macron emphasized that resolving the war in Ukraine should not involve a weak agreement or require Ukraine to surrender its sovereignty. This peace must ensure Ukraine's sovereignty and allow Ukraine to negotiate with relevant stakeholders, Macron asserted. Placing his hand on Trump's arm, Macron interjected, saying,
"No, in fact, to be frank, we paid 60% of the total effort, and it was through, like the US, loans, guarantee, grants, and we provided real money, to be clear."
Trump smiled and said,
"If you believe that, it's okay with me."
Macron also addressed trade relations between the United States and the European Union, a subject where Trump has threatened to impose heavy tariffs. He advocated for fair competition that would encourage greater investment on both sides of the Atlantic. "We aim for increased prosperity on both sides of the Atlantic," Macron stated. "Our agenda aligns in that respect." British journalist Piers Morgan, a longtime friend of Trump, commented that Macron is highly skilled at handling discussions with the U.S. president. "No world leader manages Trump as effectively as Macron does. He is both friendly and firm, respectful yet unafraid to challenge Trump when necessary. Trump respects him for that," Morgan wrote in a post on X. Macron stated that European nations must take on more responsibility to fairly share the security burden that the United States has carried for so long. Both leaders agreed that a European peacekeeping force could be deployed to Ukraine as part of a potential peace settlement. Trump noted that Russian President Vladimir Putin would likely approve of this arrangement as well.
And I've spoken with both President Putin and President Zelensky, and again, a lot of good things toward peace are happening.
Macron clarified that the peacekeeping forces would not be stationed along the front lines, nor would they be engaged in conflict. Their role would be to ensure that the peace agreement is upheld. However, Macron stressed that the United States must provide backup for such an initiative. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has thus far resisted such an arrangement. Speaking alongside Macron, Trump stated that the United States is very close to finalizing a deal regarding Ukraine's rare minerals.
So the agreement's being worked on now. They're very close to a final deal. It'll be a deal with rare earths and various other things, and he would like to come, as I understand it, here to sign it, and that would be great with me. The deal's being worked on, and we're, I think, getting very close to getting an agreement where we get our money back over a period of time.
Macron expressed cautious approval, mentioning that he anticipated Trump would soon sign a deal on rare earth minerals. He added that France welcomed this strong American commitment. The meeting also underscored the differing perspectives of Trump and Macron regarding Russian President Vladimir Putin. Trump has sought to restore relations with Putin and has expressed interest in meeting him in the future.
To call Zelensky a dictator, would you use the same words regarding Putin?
I don't use those words lightly. I think that we're going to see how it all works out. Let's see what happens.
Macron, in contrast, was clear in his stance.
And this is the responsibility of Russia, because the aggressor is Russia.
And stating,
President Putin violated this peace.